What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on my channel, man. Sorry guys, I haven't been uploading as much as I have been as of lately, but I have been uploading on my gaming channel, so please feel free to go subscribe. It will be right here. It's called KT Go Gaming. I post like gaming content down there. But anyways, today we will be looking into the Russell Westbrook and John Wall trade. Which at the time of this recording did happen a few days ago, but I'm just gonna just talk about what I think about the trade, and hopefully you guys enjoy. So guys, diving right into the video here, so John Wall and the first round pick was traded for Russell Westbrook. For this, I really won't be looking into the first round pick at all, at least for now. We don't really know what that first round pick will turn into, so let's just focus on just John Wall and Russell Westbrook. So for Russell Westbrook, this past season, the 2019-20 NBA season, his stats were 27.2 points per game, 7.9 rebounds per game, 7 assists per game, while shooting 47.2% from the field, 25.8% from three, which isn't good for someone who shoots as much as he does from three. A free throw percentage while shooting 76.3% from the line, with a true shooting percentage of 53.6, while playing 34.9 minutes per game. So if you just look at his stats, he looks like he's still at least nearly as good as his MVP season. Of course, not as good as when he was constantly, for consecutive seasons, averaging a triple-double. It has gone down a bit, but it's still looking great. However, unlike last season, many teams really kind of wanted him. However, unlike back then, this season, not too many teams wanted Westbrook. Obviously, he's still a good player and everything. He still was an all-star and all that. But his contract is a 5-year, $206 million contract. And there's still 3 years to go on. So that's quite a bit that they're going to have to play him. And the reason Russell Westbrook, despite putting up these stats, just wasn't very good is because of the way he fit in with the Houston Rockets. On the Rockets, he didn't fit in too well because Mike D'Antoni's offense was based a lot around Harden, which means lots of shooters to complement him. And also the other thing is Harden, obviously, he's a very ball-dominant player. And at the same time, Russell Westbrook is also a very ball-dominant player. So it didn't work out too well having two ball-dominant players on the same team. And obviously, Harden needs a lot of shooters to complement him. However, Russell Westbrook shot the second lowest in his career, like in his whole career so far, where he shot 25.8% from three, only to his second season in the NBA, where he shot 22.1% from three, while shooting as many threes as he does. Well, on the other hand, we have John Wall. John Wall, as you guys probably already know, is a player that is currently coming back from an Achilles injury. Many players currently have gone downhill, such as Kobe, who was already past his prime, but was still averaging 25 plus points per game, to averaging below 20 points per game after his Achilles injury. DeMarcus Cousins, obviously, he got injured, and then he actually also turned down a big contract, and then after that, he ended up having to sign a $5 million contract with the Warriors, because that was as big as of a contract as he could get. However, so obviously his career also went downhill after the injury. So those are just to name a few how people's careers have been affected by an Achilles injury. The injury can vary in terms of how bad it is, but for someone like John Wall, who relies quite a bit on his athleticism, it could be pretty bad. But there was some footage of him before in practice with the Wizards. When he could run again, he went to practice with the Wizards. He was still faster than his teammates, which is just crazy. So maybe he isn't affected as much as some other players have been. However, he has lost his athleticism. However, if he has lost his athleticism, he would have had to improve his three-point shot if he still wants to be as effective, or as if he was, or maybe even more effective. In some of the, which I think he would have done, because I think John Wall knows, and then he's quite a smart player, so I think he would know that if his athleticism is gone, he has to have a three-point shot. However, in some of the pickup games that John Wall was playing in, it looked like he had an improved jump shot. However, I guess time will tell, and we just have to wait to see, because obviously in pickup games, like, many times they just show the highlights and you don't know who's guarding him. Like, it can really depend, and maybe they're not great still, they're just showing the highlights, but I guess we'll just have to see, I personally think John Wall knows that he has to improve his jump shot because of this injury after shooting 30.2% from 3 in the last season he played, which is already better than Russell Westbrook's percentage this past season. So if he even if he didn't improve it at all, he was already a better three-point shooter than Russell Westbrook. In the last season he played, which is basically 2 seasons ago, 2 years ago, after shooting, he put up 20.7 points per game, 1.5 steals per game, 8.7 assists per game, while shooting 44.4% from the field, 30.2% from 3, 69.7% from the line, with a true shooting percentage of 52.7% while playing 34.5 minutes per game. So right now we will just look just a bit into who is better at what. So scoring, Russell Westbrook. Not necessarily he might not necessarily be the best for the team, but yeah, in terms of how much points they score per game, Russell Westbrook more, but that might also be due to John Wall being like a bit less of a ball dominant player, despite him averaging less assists than Russell Westbrook, because Russell Westbrook obviously averaged a triple-double, so part of that is also assists. In terms of shooting, even if John Wall didn't improve his shot at all, as long as he shoots the same as he did before, he would still be shooting better than Russell Westbrook did this past season. So I'm putting John Wall for that. Playmaking, I'd say, in a way, Russell Westbrook, but John Wall really always is trying to play make, while Russell Westbrook is still a more ball-dominant player, but he still gets more assists per game. Ball handling, I'd say pretty much the same. Defense, I personally think maybe a bit towards John Wall, but Ross also averaged a solid amount of steals per game, so I'll just say same. Athleticism now probably Westbrook, but before more or less the same. Obviously when I say before, I mean before John Wall got injured, and rebounding, of course, Russell Westbrook, because he averaged a triple-double, even though he was stat padding a bit. Obviously to average a triple-double you still have to be a good rebounder, even if you are stat padding a bit. So what team won this trade? So in terms of how good Russell Westbrook and John Wall are, at least as of what we know, I think it isn't too different, especially if John Wall has an improved jumper and Russell Westbrook is more or less the same as the past 2019-20 season. However, as of now, I guess we will have to see. Maybe the first round pick, maybe it's worth a lot in the future. You never know, or he might just be a big bust. You never know. But a big part of this, though, is chemistry. So for the Wizards, Bradley Beal said he likes to fit with Russell Westbrook. He's already said that pretty recently. But last season, the Wizards weren't a great defensive team, and even though Westbrook does that quite a bit, he also does average a lot of rebounds, which the Wizards also need, even though Russell Westbrook may not necessarily be the most impactful player on the defensive end. He still he still might be helpful, you know. And I don't know. I think he fits in better with definitely better with the Wizards than he did with the Rockets, at least. Of course, he also played. The coach of the Wizards is Scott Brooks, who he already had as a coach when he was in OKC, when Russell Westbrook was younger. So that's another thing. And then Westbrook is also like pretty experienced, so I don't know. Maybe he can also bring some of that to the team. However, so now we're going to look into John Wall. On the other hand, for the Rockets, this is also quite a bit of chemistry in my opinion. Of course, the way that he fits in with the team. All of this will also have to depend on if Harden will leave the Rockets or not. Though Harden already did say that like he wants to like leave. He already like has requested a trade or whatever. Now I think they were saying to the Sixers. Before he was saying like the Nets, but KD said that he doesn't know where that came from or whatever. So we kind of really don't know, but we also did see Harden was also skipping practice. So I guess we don't know. However, if Harden does stay, John Wall currently has a slightly better jump shot than Russell Westbrook. And if he really does have an improved jump shot, he will be better than Westbrook by quite a bit. For the fit in terms of with Harden, which Harden does like having on the team. Overall, we'll just have to wait and see. However, it really depends a lot on if Harden is gonna end up at the end of the day staying with the Rockets. But as of now, the Harden skipping practice and stuff. And I really don't know if he's really just gonna stay with the Rockets or not. Or if he doesn't, I really don't know. But yeah. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you guys do want to see any video in particular. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you did enjoy this content, and please turn notifications on so you guys won't miss another video. And also go ahead and subscribe to my gaming channel. As I said earlier, I'll put one of my videos at the end screen on the playlist of my gaming channel and one of the videos. But yeah, thanks for watching.